taken.
So, what do you think here in your gallery, what do you think is your happiest photo of an amazing memory?
Oh, that is a good question. I'm looking around. I think my happiest photo of an amazing memory, I think might be the flamingo with butterfly. And I'm not sure if you already got this, but we were at, it's called Victoria Butterfly Gardens on Victoria Island of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And I saw this flamingo here, and I just love the look on the flamingo's face. I love the color of it. I've seen a lot of flamingos, but I haven't seen flamingos so bright in color and so intense with the color. Usually you find pink in it, or this coral color, and then very light coral. This was so intense. And plus it was a butterfly garden. I was surrounded by butterflies, and you have to be happy when you're surrounded by butterflies. So as I went over to take the picture, got the camera, put the camera up, and then the butterfly landed on the flamingo, and it was just serendipitous, I guess is the right word, that I got this black butterfly on the beautiful flamingo, and the flamingo is just so tall and proud, and then you have the koi in the background and the waviness of the water. That makes me happy because when this happened, I was pretty excited. I kind of jumped up and down. And then another thing that makes this a pleasant memory is that this was an anniversary cruise that my husband took me on. And after our cruise, one of our stops was Vancouver and then Victoria Island, and then off to Bouchard Gardens and other sites. So the memory of our anniversary plus this happening, it's one of my favorites.
I noticed looking around at your photos, you take a lot of happy photos. Do you ever take anything kind of sad? Because looking at these photos are also bright and colorful and just make you smile. Have you ever taken anything to show something else in the world besides happiness?
I did. I'm actually
I think the answer to that is no. The reason is I'm an optimist, and I always look for beauty, and I look for whimsy, and I also look for moments. If there is a moment that can be visually sad, I may take that. But one thing that I don't photograph is people. I respect people. Of course, if I photograph people, if I ask their permission, they may say yes. But photographing people is a whole different ballgame. And for me, I like to photograph moments. And I guess if there was a moment that might be sad, I would photograph it. But right now, I haven't done any yet.
Have you ever seen an amazing moment but you didn't have a camera on you? How did you feel?
At first I said, oh, I wish I could take a picture of that. But always the best picture is in your mind, is in your memory. So I'm really not all that disappointed about it. I just make sure that I remember that picture in my mind.
What made you think you wanted to share all these moments with others?
I love creating with color, and I also like greeting cards, so I send friends cards or family, and looking at my pictures I thought, I would like to do something so I could see the pictures more often, not just have them on my computer or have them in places where I wouldn't look at them on a regular basis. So I decided to make photo greeting cards, and that's how I started.
Which one of your pictures can you say has the most detail that you can see in depth?
I think
I do, not mine, but look.
I'm going to take a quick peek on the other side, but I have one in mind already. Okay, we're going to go back to the other side. And I think it would be what I call beach cat. And what I love so much about this picture is that it really does look like a painting. It's Old Town Puerto Rico. So all of this is very old. It's been there for maybe, I don't know, 200 or 300 years. This is a wall that separates the path along the ocean, sort of like a strand. You know, we have the strand here. And so this is the wall of what we'll call the strand. And then we have this old lamp post that used to be a gas lamp post. It's that old, it was a gas lamp post. And then a small break behind the wall. And then the wall behind it is the wall of a fort. I can't remember the name of the fort, but this is the wall of a fort. So it's very, very old. And the greenery on the wall, this is moss upon moss upon moss that has lived and died and lived and died. So you get so much depth in the colors of the moss that's still alive and the moss that has died. And then out of the moss comes ferns. And the ferns will just start growing in the moss.
What about the contrast between the cat's eyes and the background? How did that make you feel when you saw it? What kind of emotions are you feeling from the kitty cat? Well, first of all, when I got the picture and looked at it on my camera, I decided that that was probably the best picture I've ever taken. It really is my very favorite. The cat's eyes are so intense and they're green. So with the cat's body, you know, the gray, the black, the red, the tannish, and then the green, the intense green eyes contrasting against the cat, and then the green around it, I think is so, it's just, there's so much depth in there. And it really does look like a painting with depth, but it's a picture. That's definitely my favorite for depth, and I think probably my favorite one up here, except for some of the flowers. Which one of the pictures make you feel most like you're looking at it and it's right in front of you as the real thing?
That would be the flowers on the other side. The peonies somewhat, but especially the blue poppies.
These are beautiful.
These are Himalayan blue poppies. And I took this picture when we were at Beach Art Gardens. While we were there in May, and that was that same anniversary cruise that my husband took me on, I had heard that there were blue poppies in the gardens. And I was just hoping that they would be in bloom, and sure enough they were. And I found these things, the depth of the poppy, the shape of the poppy petals. For me, when I look at this, that just takes me there. It's as though I'm looking at the poppies.
Wow.
Which of your pictures do you think shows your rarest, one of the rarest moments?
This September? Or second week of October?
that would be a picture that is not here.
Can you describe it to us?
I'll describe it. We were in Hawaii and we were on a boat in the ocean. The sky was blue, there were no clouds in the sky, and there was a rainbow. So I'm still wondering how there can be such a beautiful, full